Digimon Ghost Game just aired its first episode, and already it has tons of details that are bound to have ramifications on the whole series. And on today's first video of October, I'm going to be breaking down 10 of my favourite missable details in that first episode, because it's come Spooktober Spectacular 2! Some nice friends you got there, YouTube. That is right, welcome back everybody to the Spooktober Spectacular, and a new type of video. I had considered straight up just doing like recaps, reactions, that sort of thing, but I think the TheDigiKnow and BasedDigimon are already doing a wonderful job of the kind of episode recap thing, and you should definitely check them out if you want more of a play-by-play of each episode. Check out their channels in the description down below. But I think my talent is really diving into the nitty-gritty of Digimon, and you all love my top 10s, so why don't we jogress both of those ideas and go over 10 details you might have missed in key episodes of Digimon Ghost Game. I think it's a good idea, right? Fair warning, this video contains full spoilers for episode 1 of Digimon Ghost Game and potentially spoilers for the future of Ghost Game, depending on whether or not my little theories and stuff are correct. Without further ado, we begin with number 10. Digimon Ghost Game is right out the gate with the craziness. Thanks to a leak and then the DigiNavi, we now know 5 of Gammamon's evolutions. Its champions BeetleGammamon, KausGammamon, and VazenGammamon, as well as its evil-looking champion GrusGammamon, which we will touch on more later in the video, and the ultimate stage KanoVicemon. But what we didn't know is that we'd be seeing Angoramon and Jellymon's champions in this intro too. Digimon does have a kind of long history of this, most notably as Digimon Tamer's OP, which right from the gate spoiled the ultimate forms for all 3 of the main Digimon, and it seems Ghost Game is kind of following suit. But yeah, in this OP we get to see Angoramon digivolve to a more live, kick-focused champion called Simbare Angoramon, and Jellymon become the electricity-powered evolution Tesla Jellymon. I can't find a definitive etymology on Simbare Angoramon right now, if that's even how it's pronounced, although I'm sure between me filming this and uploading it, someone will have worked out the etymology, but it's very clear that Tesla Jellymon is named after Nikola Tesla, who is the famous inventor and electrical engineer. Our next missable detail is actually in the holograms at the beginning of the episode. A lot of these are just fake brands and such for the show, though I theorize some of these holograms may become real Digimon or real characters, but there is a quick shot of the building and sign for Mitsutate Security. This seems both an odd thing to focus on and an odd thing to quickly cut away from. So I have a theory, a film theory, that Mitsutate Security may be the Hypnos, or more accurately Kamishiro Enterprises from Cyber Sleuth, of this season, and may even have ties to or know why Hiro's father went missing. Our next missable detail, and this is something that a lot of people actually noticed in the pre-release and trailers for Digimon Ghost Game, and that is that everyone's phones seem to be running on 7G technology. 5G, I don't know her, which does show the near future setting of Digimon Ghost Game. It's not the far future, but we have holograms and 7G phones. 7 is often considered a holy or lucky number in many cultures, and specifically in Japan there are a group of gods known as the Shichifukujin, or the 7 gods of luck, so this may be why that number was shown. But ironically, our 7th missable detail is in the scene where Clockmon drains the life energy out of the schoolgirl. What is made clear by the end of the episode is that Clockmon steals the time away from its victims, which in turn ages the target, as we see with the chestnut tree. But this idea is planted very early on in the episode, as we see projections above the little girl of the future versions of herself. The life she would never get to lead if Clockmon was to get away with stealing time from his victims. Spooky stuff. Ooh, before we carry on with this list, I want to very quickly throw it back to Past Karn. Past Karn here. Are you excited for Digimon Ghost Game? And more importantly, would you like the opportunity to be able to win a Digivice V? Then you are going to love today's sponsor, Buyee. If you're a Digimon fan, you have probably tried at some point or other to get something from Japan and found that it's not as easy as it may seem, but thanks to Buyee, that process has been completely streamlined. Buyee is a proxy service which lets you buy all the things you need from Japan, whether it be Amazon JP, Yahoo Japan Auctions friends in shopping, Rakuten, Mercari, and a bunch more websites, Buyee is the one for you. Of course, if you use my link in the description and sign up for Buyee, you get 2,000 yen, that's roughly $20 off your first purchase, but of course for this video, Buyee and I have teamed up to give away a Digivice V to one of you. All you've got to do is of course first sign up with Buyee, then check out the Gleam link in the description for loads of ways that you can get entries into this competition, and you can actually get more than one entry by doing different requirements, including subscribing to me, following me and Buyee on Twitter, tweeting out the competition, checking out Buyee on Instagram, and shopping at Buyee. The competition is running from October 4th to October 18th, and make sure you're checking that Gleam link every day that the competition is running for an additional entry into the competition. Competition is open worldwide and shipping is covered, do not worry. Thank you so much to Buyee for sponsoring this video and for working with me on this giveaway. I can't wait to announce the winner on October 18th, and let's get back to the video. Next is when Hero first puts on the dim card and summons the digital field of the digital world, but before Gammamon arrives. At first I thought this was a brand new Digimon, but no, it appears to be a BlackGatomon in some kind of delivery outfit. This may at first seem a little bit strange and will definitely be explored more in the rest of the season. My current theory is that BlackGatomon literally delivers the Digimon partner, but Black Cat in Japanese is Kuroneko, which has a lot of significance in Japanese folklore and pop culture. There is the titular Kuroneko of the 1968 movie based on Japanese folklore, which is a really grisly story that I cannot explain for YouTube guideline reasons, as well as Ma, the prominent black cat which appears in most of the Ju-On series of movies, which is no doubt an inspiration for Ghost Game. These text chains and line conversations, as well as the black cat motif, also appear in another video game which I don't think many people have played but I love, called Calling on the Nintendo Wii, which opens with a chat room talking about mysterious deaths and disappearances of high schoolers, followed by an ominous chatter called Kuroneko appearing. I don't know if the Ghost Game people played Calling, but it feels a lot like Calling over other Japanese movies. Our fifth detail is the Valknut, visible on the Digivice V. This is a Norse symbol which has ties to Odin's ability to bind and unbind the will of men to make them flee from battle or become fearless warriors, which may relate to Hero binding and unbinding Gammamon when he wears it, but the Valknut is also associated with religious practices surrounding death, which is probably more likely the association being made here. And in the same scene where we saw the Valknut on the Digivice V, I also noticed something which made me laugh, and I'll admit it also made me a little bit frustrated. Hero's dim card slot cover has a piece of rubber that keeps it from getting lost. On the real Digimon VB, this type of cover is only on the charger port, not the dim card cover, and let's just say I lose mine a lot. But I don't have the Digivice V yet as of time of recording, so it's entirely possible that the Digivice V has fixed that issue and does have the little rubber strap for the dim card slot cover. Next is a missable detail and possible Easter egg that I think will really please Digimon Tamers fans, and that is that Gammamon seems to be able to sense when evil Digimon are near, just like Guilmon. It feels especially like a parallel with these ghost Digimon emerging in the human realm. Gammamon also warns Clockmon that he's going to make him Kaboom or Bakuhatsu, which indicates to me that Gammamon has more control over his rage than Guilmon's kind of blind frenzy. But it's definitely a similar situation, and that brings us to our penultimate detail. When Clockmon targets Gammamon with his aging ray, it does not affect Gammamon the same way it affects humans. Gammamon doesn't grow white hair or a big long wizard beard, but instead casts off the pink rings and begins to emit a shadow of GrusGammamon, which terrifies Clockmon and me. And this is awesome to me because it really does seem to be setting up one of Gammamon's evolutions as a big bad, as something you don't want to happen, much like Megidramon before him. Gammamon's Dark Champion is something that has to be cast off, and something many of us didn't notice until it was revealed, actually appears at the top of this Digimon Ghost Game poster among the rest of the outstretched hands of evil ghost Digimon waiting to prey on our protagonists. Luckily it dissipates before Gammamon can become it, but this does demonstrate to me that Clockmon's ability won't work the same on Digimon because ostensibly Digimon aging is evolution. But regardless of whether that's the case or not, if Clockmon is scared of GrusGammamon, so am I. And our final missable detail for this video is a small one really, but one that I have theorized pretty much since we got the first proper poster for Digimon Ghost Game, and that is that there is an RGB connection with Gammamon, his name coming from gamma or gamma correction, which applies to the levels of red, blue and green light in things. I covered that actually in this video, which you can click the card to check out at your leisure, and of course this RGB matches up to Gammamon's main 3 good champion level Digimon. But something I also noticed in the ED of Digimon Ghost Game, and that has been in front of my eyes the entire time right back to the very first reveal poster, is that Hiro, Ruli, and Kyoshiro also represent RGB. Hiro wearing red, Ruli wearing green, and Kyoshiro wearing blue, both in their home outfits and their school outfits. And to a certain degree, their partners also have the RGB connection. Gammamon has red accents on his horns, Angoramon has green accents on his ears, and Jellymon's body is predominantly blue. But of course, they all also have different colours on. My brain wants to tell me that this is hinting at a Trifusion Mega where all 3 of them will combine, and that's why we haven't seen their mega forms yet, because it's the same mega. Tinfoil hat time! But if that's not the case, I still think it's a really cool detail. Anyway, that was 10 cool details I noticed in episode 1 of Digimon Ghost Game. Let me know in the comments down below your favourites on this list, or your thoughts in general on episode 1. Also let me know any details or Easter eggs that you noticed that I didn't bring up or that you haven't seen on the rest of the internet. I would love to see them, and I will be featuring your comments in future details videos on Digimon Ghost Game. So if you want the things you've noticed and your ideas to show up in these videos, please do leave them in the comments down below to get featured. Thanks once again to Bayi for sponsoring this video, and good luck in the competition to win a Digivice V. I can't wait to announce the winner, and let's thank some channel members. The amazing Sovereign Nightswell, thank you so much for keeping up your membership night. I know it wasn't in ideal circumstances, but it still means the absolute world to me. If there's anything I can do, please do let me know. The Digi-Destined, Andrew Sobel, Anthony Bontomasi, Reese Williams, Sad Uncle Callum, and Crimson Dragon Slayer, you're amazing Digi-Destined, thank you so much. And the Tamers, the Blessed Rain, Errant Harpy, Emily, Mike McNulty, and Theo Navarro. And to everyone in the Karn Club, thank you so much for supporting the channel, and I'll see you next time when we go digital. Bye bye.